In the land of Taxville, just off Wall Street Way, where 401ks bloomed and dividends held sway, lived a Grinch who worked for the IRS team, with audit skills that would make taxpayers scream. The Grinch loved tax season, the whole fiscal year, for it filled up his coffers and brought him good cheer. His calculator was always adding just right. His tie was adorned with dollar signs so bright. On Christmas Eve, from his audit tower high, he gazed at Taxville with a cold, greedy eye, staring down from his perch with a sour, Grinchy frown at the warm, lighted houses in Deduction Town. For he knew every who in Taxville beneath was counting their income, their savings, their relief. "They're hoarding too much," he snarled with a sneer. "It's Christmas Eve. My collection day is here." Then he growled with his Grinch fingers greedily drumming, "I must find a way to take all that income that's coming." So he hatched a plan, this Grinch so astute, to dress as an auditor in his best power suit. He chuckled and clucked, "What a great Grinchy trick. With this suit and briefcase, I'll tax them so quick." He called his dog Max, now renamed Depreciation, and loaded his sleigh with forms of taxation. Liens, levies, and garnishments filled up his sack as he set off to Taxville to take their cash back. All the Whos were asleep in Capital Gains Grove, when down their chimneys the Grinch greedily dove. He went first to the home of Mayor McWhoo on Exemption Avenue, House 42. He opened the safe with his auditor's touch and took all the cash, which was ever so much. IRAs and bonds, every last dollar and dime, he snatched it all up in record time. Not a single Who penny was left alive. When he came to the house of little Cindy Lou, the smallest of taxpayers, not more than two, she caught him mid-heist with her piggy bank clutched and asked, "Mr. Taxman, why take so much?" The Grinch thought quick and said with a grin, "This money, my dear, helps the government spin. We'll fund studies on how long paint takes to dry and build bridges to islands where no one lives by. We'll pay consultants to tell us what we already know and create committees to decide where committees should go." Cindy Lou, confused, went back to her bed while visions of tax codes danced in her head. And the Grinch, with a smirk, resumed his foul deed, driven by nothing but insatiable greed. 3,000 feet up the side of Mount Audit, he rode with his loot, too heavy to applaud it. "Bah humbug to the Whos!" he was greedily humming. "They're waking up now to no money incoming." But as dawn broke on Taxville, a strange sound arose, a sound that from joyful to jubilant rose. It wasn't a cry or a financial groan, but the Whos singing proudly in cheerful tone. Then he spotted a sign that made his head spin. American Tax Service, where tax relief begins. The Whos had outmaneuvered him with legal finesse, keeping their income while he faced the mess. The Whos had outsmarted him, used legal means to keep all their money through deductions and schemes. Their joy wasn't in riches or monetary measure, but in knowing they'd outwitted the taxman's pressure. And what happened then? With grudging compliance and a tax auditor's scowl, the Grinch was forced back with a regulatory howl. He returned every dollar, each penny, each dime, not from kindness, but fear of potential fine. The Whos celebrated, their finances intact, while the Grinch muttered curses at each legal fact. No lesson was learned, no heart truly grew, just pure tax compliance, that's what the Whos knew.